Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Evocati NDAs are changing, meaning that we can talk about a load more stuff about Star Citizen's patches on the channel. We're going to be talking about the new Overdrive dynamic event, and we have a bit of unfortunate news. Cloud Imperium games are demystifying Evocati patches. So these Evocati patches are basically NDA'd. So there's a non-disclosure agreement that people like me, Salty Mike, and a variety of other content creators have signed, and all of the rest of the Evocati have signed, basically saying we can't share screenshots and details and specifics of an Evocati patch that is currently being tested. Technically, we can't even talk about that Evocati patch after it's been tested. This was a bit awkward, though, for people like me that create content on Star Citizen, because, well, I can't be talking about those Evocati patches. However, they get leaked everywhere, so everyone knows about them, and then other content creators that aren't NDA'd will just freely talk about them on their channels. CIG put out a statement, Evocati patch notes, a new home. When we initially launched the Evocati test flight program in 2016, we implemented an NDA process that has remained largely unchanged to this day. The primary objective of this NDA is to prevent any potential confusion or misrepresentation of the current state of the game, primarily for those that may not be following the project as closely. As you all know, the Evocati tests have never been for the faint of heart. Even now, participating in the Evocati test flight requires a certain level of resilience, and we're incredibly grateful for the support and participation that ultimately helps propel features and content towards their debut on the live servers. Over the years, though, we've recognised that certain aspects of the Evocati test flight would benefit from being public-facing. Historically, Evocati patch notes have been confined to a private section of Spectrum, visible only to those testers who have signed an NDA. However, we've decided to make a change moving forward. We will begin to release the Evocati patch notes publicly, allowing everyone to read and discuss their content. We believe that this shift will contribute to a more inclusive community that embraces the fun in theory crafting and provides a transparent glimpse into what's on the horizon. Until further notice, Evocati patch notes that we post on Spectrum or the RSI website are now exempt from the NDA. This change pertains specifically to the patch notes and does not otherwise change the NDA's continuing coverage of the Evocati program. It's important to note that this change allows open discussion, voice and text, for upcoming features and content listed specifically in the patch notes, but the NDA otherwise remains fully in effect when it comes to visuals, access, or other content. This means, for example, that mediums such as images, videos, and related broadcasts are still not permitted to be shared and would be considered a breach of the NDA. We hope this change is a welcome one, and as always, we'll monitor and make further adjustments if necessary. For now, though, we'll see you in the public patch and notes section. So, for me, very welcome change, and I suspect for a lot of other people. This is going to be awesome for Evocati content creators and curious backers, and just anyone that didn't want to break NDA or share leaks. Now we can talk about them and produce content on those patch notes. What we won't be able to do is obviously share any videos of Evocati or anything like that and talk about the specifics of Evocati beyond those patch notes. So I can't say, oh yeah, in practice, this X feature doesn't work because of these problems that CIG haven't discussed, or, oh, there's also, what's not mentioned in the Evocati patches, they're also testing this. And this is an absolutely fantastic change with Alpha 3.23 starting to be tested in Evocati. There's going to be a ton to talk about, and just general transparency. Backers that want to know about this sort of stuff would have found it anyway, but now Cloud Imperium are taking back control and have the official line on it, which is absolutely fantastic idea. A much welcome change. CIG getting their house in order, especially with this sort of stuff. Really, really like it. Tell me what you think about that in the comments below. Do you think it's all positive? Is it something that you don't care about anyway? Do you think it's going to cause problems or it should be handled differently? Whatever your sort of thoughts on that, please tell me. Star Citizen Alpha 3.22.1 is testing the Overdrive dynamic event. Now, we've talked about this briefly before, but this is a Xenothreat adjacent dynamic event that sort of leads up, it appears, to the Xenothreat dynamic event that we have all played before. I say we have all played before. Some of us have played before. The one that we already know about. So CIG are testing this Overdrive dynamic event in 3.22.1 on the EPT servers at the moment. Interestingly, multiple players and groups can all be doing their own different parts and phases of this mission set all at the same time. So it has lots of different phases, I think 5 in total, and this has you sort of taking out priority Xenothreat targets, getting crypto keys, doing a Xenothreat data heist, doing some bounty hunting and combat, assaulting security post Korea, and a supply of Jericho Station. It's a huge range of the different types of mission that we have in-game already, and some ones that they've tested in other events, all sort of hodgepodged together. Really cool little vertical slice of stuff that you can do with Star Citizen in a set of missions. Very much feels as well that it leads into the Xenothreat dynamic event that we already know, and it's believed that Xenothreat's getting some big updates with Alpha 3.23, or potentially before, but as part of 3.23, I would expect Xenothreat to get a load of updates because it can make use of a load of those new mechanics in 3.23, from cargo to better EVA and better just general interaction, combat, master modes, all that sort of jazz. So I should be getting some play of that new Overdrive event in the next couple of days up on the channel, hopefully. In some sadder news, Todd Papy is no longer working at CIG. So he was the live game director, a pretty big position focusing on the persistent universe. He was very well liked by the community and by CIG. We last saw him at CitizenCon talking about base building that they were planning to put in by the end of this year. So recently he went from a staff member to like a backer or a normal account on Spectrum. People speculated what's going on here, but it does indeed appear that Todd Papy is no longer working at CIG. Now, CIG don't typically make any comments on their staff leaving or anything like that because they respect their personal life, and I suggest that we do the same. Anything we speculate would just be that speculation. It is a genuine shame that he is no longer with the project because he did some great things. He's a great dude. He seemed very experienced. I hope you will all join me in wishing him well and hope he's doing well, and I expect that he will do genuinely great in whatever company he next works in. Thank you very much, Todd. You were a great part of the Star Citizen community and genuinely helped catapult the game into the state that it is now, ready for Alpha 3.23 and a fantastic year. My only concern here is who will fill the void from CIG? Will they get someone that is still has a great amount of experience that can get the job done? Are they going to promote someone else that we already know? Are they going to get new talent? There are some pretty big shoes to fill there, as Todd was working as design director and then Star Citizen Live game director for 9 years in total. Love you, Todd. Safe travels, buddy. Right, I think that's it for today's video. I'm really interested to know what you think of Alpha 3.22.1 if you've played the Overdrive dynamic event. There had been a load of problems with it previously that it wouldn't sort of advance properly between the phases, but I think that's currently solved in the latest build. Are you excited for Alpha 3.23 and a load of those new features, potentially new Xenothreat stuff as well? What about those Evocati patches being demystified now and those patch notes being released by CIG and being able to be talked about by all? Excited by all of this? Does anything concern you? Whatever your thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. People always ask me, what's your favorite ship? And I always answer, it's NordVPN with its powerful loadout. It wrecks pros and noobs alike. I can cruise around the verse with the added security that online threats aren't as much of a big deal. It also deals with intrusive ads like this one and gives you a greater accessibility to content you may want to watch on other platforms. I can watch Japanese Netflix. Is that even a thing? Maybe. You can find out with NordVPN. It is worth mentioning that CIG and Star Citizen don't actually produce a NordVPN ship yet, but NordVPN is available separately from the links below, and clicking those does help me buy spaceships, so it's basically the same thing, right? Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Get Nord, give ships. I don't know. That's an amazing promo. Every month, we give away a ship for Star Citizen. For February 2024, we're giving away a Drake Corsair Explorer with lifetime insurance and a game package. Everything you need to play and explore Star Citizen in style. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month. It is as easy as that. More details in the comments below. A massive thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel. It is with your support we are able to make daily Star Citizen videos. If you want to be one of those lovely people, then please check out the join button under my videos. That will help you become a channel member. There's Patreon, there's direct donations. All the links for all of that are down below. But there are loads of non-monetary ways you can help support us. Commenting, sharing, liking, all of that sort of stuff goes a huge way in helping the channel grow. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and you have a great day.